Let's get you the latest. Rahul Gandhi is in the United States, but the storm is brewing back home in India, and a political storm as that. Every comment that he has made has been politically leveraged back home by the BJP. The Congress hitting back, saying that this is misconstruing what Rahul Gandhi has said and trying to portray it otherwise than what he actually has said. On the other hand, you have the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has gone and stated that Rahul Gandhi on foreign soil is making anti-India comments. Number one, of course, BJP upping the ante against the leader of opposition, with the party's Sikh netas taking to the streets in protest in the national capital. Meanwhile, Rahul met with US lawmakers in the capital, Washington, D.C., but what triggered controversy was the presence of Ilhan Omar, known not only for her vocal anti-BJP government stand, but also for being a Pakistan sympathizer.
Congress leader and leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi's trip to the US has sparked a firestorm back home for the third day in a row. Rahul Gandhi met US lawmakers, including Ilhan Omar, during his visit to Washington, D.C. Ilhan Omar, a Somali American known for her anti-India stance and remarks, is the US representative for Minnesota's 5th District. She's known for her frequent anti-India tirades and support of anti-India moves within the US political system. Ilhan Omar had slammed India for the abolition of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir and had visited Pakistan-occupied Kashmir as well. She also boycotted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech to the US Congress. Ilhan Omar had backed the Canadian probe into allegations of the Indian government's alleged role in the killing of Khalistani separatist terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The BJP's big guns, including Home Minister Amit Shah, have rained fire on Rahul Gandhi for meeting Ilhan Omar, describing the leader of the opposition as anti-India.
It almost seems as if he goes abroad to criticize all Indians and his motherland. I condemn the kind of statements and the people whom he is meeting during his foreign trips. On the one hand, he meets Miss Omar, who is a known anti-India propagandist.
The Congress has hit back at the BJP, calling its statement motivated.
अब इल्हान ओमर सबको रट गया। इल्हान ओमर एक समूह में, अलग-अलग राजनेताओं के एक समूह में राहुल गांधी से मिली। अगर इन्हें इतनी ही आपत्ति है तो भाजपा तो यहाँ की सत्तारूढ़ दल है। आज समन करें अमेरिका के राजदूत को, आज चिट्ठी लिखें स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट को और अपनी आपत्ति दर्ज कराएं।
Earlier, Rahul Gandhi had sparked controversy with his claim on the Sikh community's struggles in India.
The fight is about whether he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear his turban in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear a kada in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be able to go to Gurdwara. That's what the fight is about.
Now, Khalistani terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannu has supported Rahul's statements, calling them bold and factually grounded. Even Sikhs for Justice, a banned organization, has issued a statement hailing Rahul Gandhi's words. The BJP has warned that Rahul is setting a dangerous narrative.
वो जिम्मेदारी मिलने के बावजूद भी गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान ही देंगे। वो सुर्खियों में बने रहने के लिए अफवाहें फैलाने का, झूठ बोलने का काम करते ही रहेंगे। और राहुल गांधी जी, मेरे साथ कितने सिख भाई बहन खड़े हैं, किसी को पगड़ी पहनने पे कोई रोक नहीं, किसी को गुरुद्वारे जाने पे कोई रोक नहीं।
Rahul's visit to the US has triggered controversy for multiple reasons, including slamming the Modi government, meeting Pak sympathizer Ilhan Omar, and now an endorsement by Khalistani terrorist Pannu. With Rahul Gautam in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the Congress, on the other hand, has said that Rahul Gandhi's statements have been misconstrued. Number one, of meeting Ilhan Omar, the Congress has also gone out and said that Ilhan Omar has criticized the BJP government led by Prime Minister Modi and not criticized India. And there needs to be a difference between criticizing India and the leadership of the country. Number two, that the Congress has defended the stand on the Sikh comment by Rahul Gandhi is to state that Rahul Gandhi never said that Sikhs are not allowed to wear turbans or kaddas in India, but was saying that under the current circumstances, in terms of divisiveness, India is moving towards a path where Sikhs will not be allowed to even wear kaddas or turbans. But that has been what the Congress says. But the fire is already lit by the Bharatiya Janata Party, going to town, attacking the Congress party, calling it anti-national, and also saying that Rahul Gandhi is spreading misinformation on foreign soil. Piyush Mishra is joining us live with the very latest. Piyush, the game plan of the BJP clearly to take on Rahul Gandhi's comments, be it China, be it the comment made on the Sikh community. The Congress might say that he didn't mean to say it. What he meant was that India is moving towards a path where divisiveness is going to creep in if action is not taken. And the latest right now of his meeting with Ms. Omar.
Well, absolutely, Preeti, and that's what the BJP is looking forward to do, where they are going to continue to slam Rahul Gandhi for not only making the anti-Sikh remark, anti-Sikh religion remark, but also meeting the Ilhan Omar there in United States of America. What is more important here is that BJP has now formed a strategy where not only today, but tomorrow also, and in coming few days in this week, we'll see from BJP coming out on the streets and protesting against Rahul Gandhi. Today we saw as to how a massive protest was taken by BJP-backed Sikh group, where they came out on the streets and demanded an apology from Rahul Gandhi. They were protesting right in front of 10 Janpath, which is officially the Sonia Gandhi's residence, and that's the place where Rahul Gandhi lives. One message which BJP wants to give is that Sikhs are very much safe. They don't have to be fear. They don't have to be concerned about anything. And Rahul Gandhi is just peddling lies there on international soil and trying to join hands with divisive forces.
All right. Okay. So that is what the BJP is hoping registers in the mind of the people. The Congress, on the other hand, saying that Rahul Gandhi didn't say that at all. What Rahul Gandhi said was very clearly that he did not say Sikhs are not allowed to wear turbans or kaddas, but that there could be a situation in India that this could be possible in the future. But having said that, like I said, politics already rife. Moreover, the reservation storm has now been reignited, and that's very interesting because during his speech, which is Rahul Gandhi's speech in Georgetown University, Rahul Gandhi claimed that India is an unfair place for certain caste groups. And if it was fair, and if it was an egalitarian society in India, then reservation could have been scrapped. But it cannot be scrapped because India is unfair in terms of privileges do not trickle down to the lowest common denominator, and most of them come from the backward castes. But claiming he was misquoted by the BJP because the BJP, of course, took him on and said that Rahul Gandhi was trying on his own to suggest that he would do away with reservation.
Rahul Gandhi's US visit continues to be in the eye of the storm. And it's his comments on reservation that triggered a massive political meltdown in India.
We will think of scrapping reservations when India is a fair place. And India is not a fair place. Now, that creates a problem. Because there are many people who come from the upper castes, right, who say, look, what have we done wrong?
Day after this declaration in Virginia, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha issued a clarification at another interaction in Washington, D.C.
I don't see it as a Mandal versus Kamandal issue. And what we're saying is different than the idea of only reservations. What we're saying is we want a comprehensive understanding first of what's going on, and then we're going to apply a series of policies to correct it, reservation being one of them. Somebody misquoted me yesterday saying that I'm against reservations. I've been saying again and again and again, we're going to increase reservations beyond 50%, and I'm not against reservations.
But political fireworks are already exploding. Home Minister Amit Shah came out all guns blazing at the Congress MP, saying that by speaking about abolishing reservations in the country, Rahul Gandhi has once again brought the Congress's anti-reservation face to the forefront. Shah also declared that as long as BJP is there, no one can abolish reservation in India.
राहुल गांधी जी की गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयानबाजी देश और विदेश में स्पष्ट तौर पर दिखाती है कि आज भी वो जिम्मेदारी मिलने के बावजूद भी गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान ही देंगे।
राहुल गांधी जब भी विदेश जाएंगे तो भारत का अपमान करेंगे। क्या कह दिया आप देखिए, आरक्षण समाप्त कर देंगे। कभी नहीं होगा, राहुल गांधी जान ले आप।
राहुल गांधी यहाँ तो संविधान बचाने की बात करते हैं और वहाँ जाकर आरक्षण समाप्त करने की बात करते हैं। कभी भी कांग्रेस ने भारत रत्न डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर जी का और संविधान का सम्मान नहीं किया। ये जो वक्तव्य सामने आया है, इससे इनका असली चेहरा सामने आया।
Caste consensus and reservation have been one of the main political issues of the Congress and its allies since the run-up to the 2024 elections. India partners have come out in Rahul Gandhi's support.
बीजेपी जो है अफवाह पार्टी है। बीजेपी का मतलब ही है बड़का झूठा पार्टी। ये केवल जनता को झूठ बोल करके भ्रमित करके अपनी राजनीति को सेकने का काम करते हैं। राहुल गांधी कई बार कह चुके हैं कि वो जातीय जनगणना कराएंगे, आरक्षण को खत्म नहीं होने देंगे, और जो लोग आरोप लगा रहे हैं वो तो संविधान विरोधी लोग हैं।
At home and abroad, caste and quota continue to be a raging debate. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, that's the beauty of Indian politics, or rather politics in any country. Even if a leader doesn't quite say something, the other party takes it, misconstrues it and projects like he actually said it. And mind you, it's not just what the BJP's done with Rahul Gandhi. It happens the other way round as well on multiple occasions. That is politics. With that, let's get you the very latest coming in from the state of Kolkata. Doctors versus Mamata government continues. The doctors have rejected the Bengal government's outreach to hold talks as they continued their protest, defying an ultimatum by the Supreme Court. The Bengal Chief Secretary wrote to protesting doctors requesting a dialogue, inviting a delegation of 10 to 15 protesting doctors. The doctors have put 5 demands before the state, demanding the sacking of Kolkata Police Commissioner, top health officials in the state government and better security at hospitals. The doctors have also countered Bengal government's claim that 23 people died and 6 lakhs were denied treatment.
जो प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी ने कल एक मेल आया था हम लोगों के पास, उसके बाद हम लोगों ने देखा जे नवान्न की तरफ से और एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया गया एंड उसमें उस लोगों ने मेंशन किया जे सीएम इज वेटिंग टू ए मीटिंग, बट हम लोगों को जो मेल भेजा गया था उसमें सीएम का बात कुछ नहीं था। उसमें जो था एक सीनियर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के साथ मिलने के लिए बोला गया था, तो इसीलिए हम लोगों ने वो नकार दिया था। बट हम लोगों का जो रिगार्डिंग प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस से जो मैसेज है वो हम लोग तुरंत एक कंटेंट फॉर्म में, वेल डॉक्यूमेंटेड फॉर्म में वो मैसेज भेजेंगे सीएम ऑफिस की तरफ। उसके बाद जो रिप्लाई आता है उस हिसाब से हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे।
आप लोग बातचीत के लिए तैयार हो?
हम लोगों का जो ऑल वेस्ट बंगाल जूनियर डॉक्टर्स फंड है उससे बात करके एक कंक्लूजन में हम लोग आए हैं, वो हम तुरंत आप लोगों को डिलीवर करेंगे।
इनिशिएट आप कर रहे हैं कि अब
जो भी रिप्लाई हम भेजेंगे वो आपको तुरंत प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के थ्रू
सीएमओ को
सीएमओ का हम लोग मेल करेंगे।
यानी बात होगी तो अगर मुख्यमंत्री से ही होगी?
मुख्यमंत्री से बात होगी।
सबसे पहले जो कल की ईमेल की बात, वो प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी के तरफ से आया था। उस मेल के कंटेंट्स के बारे में भी बताना चाहूँगा। सबसे पहले तो जिनका हम रेजिग्नेशन मांग रहे हैं उनके तरफ से मेल आया है। दूसरी बात यह है कि उस मेल को शुरुआती में एड्रेस किया गया, रेस्पेक्टेड सर, हमारे साथ जो महिलाएं जुड़ी हैं उनका योगदान क्या वो मतलब कम करना चाहते हैं या वो भूल गए? अगर एक ऑफिशियल मेल आए तो उसको प्रॉपरली भेजना चाहिए। दूसरी बात यह है कि उसमें क्लोज डोर मीटिंग की बात कही गई है। उसमें कहा गया कि आप 10 लोग ले आइए। हमारे कॉलेजेस जितने जुड़े हुए हैं हमारे साथ वही 10 से ज्यादा हैं, और जो इतना मास है हम ये कभी भी मान नहीं सकते। दूसरी बात, ये मूवमेंट के स्पिरिट के खिलाफ जा रहा है। ये जो मेल आया है उसका हमने अप्रोप्रिएट जवाब जो मीडिया हाउसेस को भी दिया है, वही हमने मेल करके भी प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी को बता दिया है।
आप लोग क्लोज डोर मीटिंग नहीं चाहते?
नहीं, हम क्लोज डोर मीटिंग नहीं चाहते हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि तथ्य जनता के सामने आए। हमारे पास कुछ छुपाने के लिए नहीं है। 32 दिनों से, आज 33वां दिन है, हम अब भी प्रोटेस्ट कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं सड़कों पर। हमें कोई शौक नहीं अपना काम छोड़ने का, कोई शौक
आप लोगों की तरफ से बातचीत का रास्ता खुला हुआ है।
हम अगर हमारे पास प्रॉपर चैनल के तरफ से, इधर उधर से न्यूज ना करके प्रॉपर चैनल की तरफ से हमारे पास कम्युनिकेशन का रास्ता, कम्युनिकेशन के लिए आगे कदम बढ़ाया जा रहा है, तो हम लोग डेफिनेटली मुलाकात करेंगे। हम लोग डेफिनेटली अपना जो डिमांड है वो प्रॉपरली कन्वे करने की, और अच्छे से अब तक हमने किया है वो डायरेक्टली जाकर वहाँ पे बोलने की के लिए भी रेडी है।
All right, the latest news break coming in on the same. The Bengal doctors' Mamata government stalemate continues. Mamata government reaches out to the doctors for talks, but the doctors table their demands to Mamata. Mamata must be present at the meeting, and they want 30 representatives at the meeting. Want meeting to be telecast live. Let's cut across to Surya Agni Roy, who's getting us more information on this. Surya Agni, the doctors right now, of course, in conflict of what the ultimatum was given by the Supreme Court that they get back to work, have now put a series of demands with Mamata Banerjee, and one of them that she attends in person, number two, 30 of them attend, and the biggest of it all, that it be telecast live.
Well, Preeti, it's important to mention that the past 4.5 hours has seen two mails. One from the state government to the doctors, and the second one, the reply to that. It becomes extremely important to mention these because, at one end we saw the state government reaching out to the doctors, stating that, a team of 15 doctors can be, they are welcome, and till 6 p.m. they will have a discussion at the highest level. The doctors responded that that figure has to go up to 30 because as per the doctors, there are multiple, stakeholders of the doctors' fraternity of medical colleges who needs to attend that particular meeting. Point number two, the chief minister has to be present in this meeting. So it's clear that the doctors want to speak to the chief minister now. The discussion has to happen with the chief minister and the doctors over here. And thirdly, which is a very, as per the doctors, that, it's an important point that they have made, is that that meeting cannot be a closed door one. It has to be live telecasted. We spoke to some of them. They are of the opinion that Mamata Banerjee has done administrative meetings and, and it's shown live on broadcast. Then why can't this kind of a meeting be shown live on broadcast as well? So that's the last mail that the doctors have sent to the, state government. It has to be seen what response comes and whether a breakthrough can happen or not. Now, it's important as well to show our viewers and everyone the current situation over here. Hundreds of doctors, Preeti, and believe me when I tell you hundreds, it's you cannot count the numbers. They are over here, they are sitting down, and they are not from one particular college, but from various medical institutions, medical colleges.
Okay.
They are hurling slogans. They are constantly, they want to keep the fight going. Their demands are pretty clear. What we'll do is we'll try and speak to some of them who are present over here. Excuse me, sir, if we could speak for a minute. We saw two mails, one mail coming from the government, one reply going to you. Do you think a breakthrough will be done by tonight? A communication will happen?
We hope so, but let's see what happens. West Bengal GDF will decide what will happen after discussion, and they will also meet the representative from all over the colleges, and they will decide. Let's see, let's hope what.
Do you think these mails are, a sign of a positive sign right now?
Yeah, obviously, we hope so, because this situation can be handled with a mutual talk and everything. So let's see what happens.
So, we spoke to one of the doctors over here. What they say right now is that, this situation can be solved through mutual dialogue, and that is something that, many
Well, it would be
citing.
interesting, Surya Agni, and it would be interesting because will the Chief Minister accept, especially the third clause, which is that it be telecast live? Will she accept that? With it, let's quickly move on now for an India Today fact check. Now, there have been some posts on social media that are going viral. They are claiming a link between CGI Chandrachud's wife with Mamata Banerjee's personal physician. The post claimed that CGI, his wife Kalpana Das, is the niece of Dr. S.P. Das, the personal physician of West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The claims in this viral post have been denied by the West Bengal police. The cops say exploiting freedom of speech to indulge in wild falsehood, that too against the Honorable Apex Court, is illegal and punishable. Sternest possible legal action will be initiated against those trying to malign the judiciary. The Supreme Court Registry has also clarified the claims are factually incorrect. In an official statement, the Supreme Court Registry has said a malicious tweet has been circulated on X ahead of Supreme Court hearing on the Kolkata rape and murder case, attempting to link a member of the family of the CGI with a medical lobby in Bengal. The tweet is ill-intended, factually incorrect, and an attempt to malign the judiciary. A complaint has been registered in this regard with the Delhi police. That was our fact check of the day.